What if your scan tool can actually help you think like a professional technician? Today I'm testing the AI assistant built into the XTOOL D7 to diagnose a check engine light and see if it actually makes a job easier or just adds more noise. Welcome back to the channel. This is Mr. Diagnostic. If you're into automotive diagnostics, scan tools, and real-world testing, you're in the right place. In this video, I will be using the XTOOL D7 scan tool to pull diagnostic trouble codes, and then we're going to use its built-in AI assistant feature to guide us through the diagnostic process. Let's see how accurate and helpful it really is. Automatic scan feature. We're going to select VIN number selection, auto scan. It's a USB built-in vehicle. So we're working on a 2016 Hyundai Sonata with a 2.4 liter engine. It's a GDI. We're going to select automatic scan selection. Now we're running a full system scan to check for any stored trouble codes. All right, we got a check engine light, and here are some DTCs that are popping up already. The engine control module has some trouble codes, airbags, occupant classification systems, motor-driven power steering. So far, the ones that are in orange, they have some trouble codes stored. It tells you here how many codes are stored per module. The OCS has 2 fault codes. Every other module has a single code. If it's in green, it means it's scanned. There are no trouble codes stored. We're going to wait until it does a full scan. Now that we have all the modules, a total of 15 modules in this vehicle, and out of the 15 modules, we have 4 modules with trouble codes. Okay, now that the full scan has been completed, here's where it gets interesting. The XTOOL D7 has an integrated AI assistant that analyzes the trouble codes and gives you testing suggestions, possible causes, and even recommended next steps. So let's tap into the AI assistant. We're going to start with the engine control module. So if we select fault codes, here's one code that is the P0301 cylinder 1 misfire detective. It's an active code. Let's tap into AI assistant. Once we click there, it says, hey, I'm your automotive repair assistant. So you can ask for repair guidance or fault analysis. If you notice, there's a file already here uploaded. So I'm just going to ask for repair procedures guidance. It will upload the file. The AI diagnostic assistant will analyze, and it's going to give us some feedback. All right, so here's the reply from the AI diagnostic assistant. Diagnostic reasoning. The P0301 indicates that the powertrain control module has detected a misfire one for more than 3 consecutive cycles. The PCM monitors crankshaft position sensor data, compares the actual combustion speed with the expected speed. A persistent deviation triggers the code. Typical contributions include the ignition system, spark plugs, ignition coils, fuel delivery, fuel injector, fuel pressure, mechanical integrity, compression, valve seating, vacuum leaks, and wiring or PCM faults. And here, if we keep scrolling, it gives you the possible component, the possible cause, and the typical symptoms for each one of the faults regarding ignition, fuel delivery, compression, vacuum leaks, PCM malfunctions. So it'll give you specific procedures to test. It even gives you, like, for example, here, the primary, secondary resistance with a multimeter gives you specifications. Fuel injector system compression test. Perform compression tests on all cylinders compared to specs 150 psi compression. Vacuum leaks. Use a smoke machine or carb cleaner around the intake manifold or throttle body to check for vacuum leaks. Continuity test of coil injector harness. And it will give you step-by-step guidance. checking for spark plugs, checking, make sure you have the right gap, ignition coil testing, fuel evaluation, compressor test, check for vacuum leaks, gives you a couple of verifications. Now, as you can see, this is where the AI assistant, instead of giving you a definition of the code, it provides with possible causes, testing direction, and diagnostic trouble tips. So if I select fault analysis, let's see what it will give us. With the fault analysis, it gives us the P0301 from a 2016 Sonata, misfire detected on cylinder number 1, what the fault actually means, preliminary checks, and gives you some tests and procedures. A swap test. Most effective DIY fix at ignition will usually swap ignition coils from number 1 cylinder to number 2. If the code changes to P0302, you know for sure that the coil is the problem and just needs to be replaced. Also tells you for spark replacement on Model 16s, you hadn't changed the plugs. Cylinder number 1 may be fouled. Scanner functions, telling us to check fuel trims to see if we have fuel control. So it gives you a couple of tips. So let's exit from here and let's check other codes. For example, the first one, motor driven power steering. Here we have one code, a C1628 can time out cluster active. Let's check at the assistant. We're going to select repair procedures and guidance. Here's our response. Here's our code. Pretty much indicates communication failure on the CAN bus, specifically between chassis and brake module and the instrument cluster, and gives you possible causes. Number 1, battery voltage, anywhere from 12.5 to 12.8. Low voltage causes CAN communication drops, or any problem with the CAN, the high and the low, and it giving you voltage values. Identify they are not shorted to power or to ground. And also a resistance test on the CAN network. Should be 60 ohms with the battery disconnected. That will be checking the integrity of the communication network. Let's exit from there and check another code. Let's check the SRS airbags. And we have multiple codes. Notice the reference battery voltage low. So select AI assistant, repair procedures, and there's our information again. This code is specifically said when SRS airbag control unit detects that the voltage has dropped below operational threshold, anywhere between 9.9 volts and 9.5. Okay, so it gives us first step is check the battery condition, check for corrosion on terminals, use battery tester to check the state of health, perform a load test on the battery. Start the engine, measure battery voltage terminals should be between 13.5, 14.7. So that's checking the alternator. All right, so this is talking about mainly voltage being too low. So first thing we got to do is test the battery. Let's exit from there. Let's look at the OCS. And we have a trouble code here. Ignition low voltage. Again, so we have multiple low voltages codes. Repair procedure guidance. And there's our information. The B111216 ignition voltage low indicates that the airbag control unit has detected voltage supply with the ignition circuit is below functional threshold, and that's between 8 and 9 volts for duration for a certain amount of time. Okay, so if you look at step-by-step workflow process, the first thing, checking battery voltage. So it should be standard voltage 12.6. Perform a load test on the battery. If it drops below 9.6, there'll be an issue. Then check the alternator, 13.5 to 14.8 volts while the engine is running. Checking out to check the fuse, a 10 to 15 amp fuse, the airbag fuse. Check for voltage drop. So it gives you a little guidance. Gives you some resistance values, voltage values with the ignition on, performing a ripple test, battery voltage, and the recommended tools that you can use. So let's exit from here. As you can see, the AI assistant breaks down the code, gives us possible causes like probably wiring issues, mechanical problems with misfire, battery issues. So now we're going to follow some of the suggestions. For example, we're going to be testing the battery first. Let's start with the battery because we notice we have multiple codes that are related to voltage. So we're going to start with the battery, and then we're probably going to move with the misfire because most of our codes that are registered there are battery related. So let's go ahead and perform a battery test. All right, so let's start by checking battery voltage first. Set the meter in volts DC. We're gonna put our red lead to battery positive, black lead to battery negative, and look at our voltage. Our voltage is 8.8 volts. So we have pretty much a battery that it's discharged. So this could be due to a bad battery, or this could be due to an alternator that is not charging the battery, just like the AI assistant suggested. So in this case, what I would suggest is to charge the battery, see if the battery recovers, and if the battery doesn't recover, then the battery will need to be replaced. So here we have a battery replacement. Now we have 12.4 volts. Now with this good battery, we could move on to check the misfire. And we can also check the charging system. Okay, so now we have the engine running, and we have the 14.3 volts, that's your charging voltage. AI assistant gave us the specs of 13.8 to around 14.5, so within specs. Turns out that this issue was just a battery issue. Alternator is working fine, battery was needed to be replaced. We have a brand new battery here with a good charging system. Now let's focus on the misfire. Now we focus on misfire. As you can see, the engine's misfire is shaking a lot. One of the tests that was recommended by the AI assistant for the XTOOL was to swap the coils, but I'm going to do a quick power balance test. This is cylinder number 1. We're going to disconnect that cylinder number 1. There is no RPM change. So if we go to cylinder number 2, okay, there's a big change in cylinder number 2. The engine wants to stall. So what we're going to do, we're going to swap coils 1 and 2, see if the problem moves. You can also use the live data from the XTOOL and see we have misfire data. So you can see charging voltage is 14.2, just like it was displayed on the multimeter with the engine running. Let me scroll to the data. I'm looking for misfire data. And here it is. That's not what I'm looking for. Here's the misfire data. Pit 113 to 116. So number one, as you notice, it has it's constantly misfiring. The other one's at 0. Now let's go ahead and swap the coils and see what happens. So after swapping the coils, having the engine running for a couple of seconds, we scan the vehicle again, check for any codes on the engine control module. We're checking for the misfire code. As you notice, it triggered a different code. The P0302 cylinder misfire detective, it's active. Thus, when we swap the coils, it moved to cylinder number 2. And once again, you have the AI assistant right there at hand. So you don't really need to do the full performance test to access the AI assistant. You can just select any module individually and get that information from there. So in this case, we have a bad ignition coil. Now I swapped the ignition coils from 1 and 2. So now the ignition coil that was on cylinder number 1 is now on cylinder number 2. And as you can see, the misfire counts are increasing. As you can see, the misfire has moved, so that tells us that the misfire is cylinder number 2. Just like the AI assistant suggested to do first. Swap the coil, see if the problem moves. If the problem would have stayed on cylinder number 1, then we will perform a compression test, making sure the engine is mechanically sound, and check for the condition of the spark plugs, check for fuel delivery, fuel injectors, and so on. Alright, so we decided to put a known good coil, and now as you can see, the engine is no longer misfiring. We have the engine running here. It's nice and steady, it's not misfiring. We used a known good coil before swapping this coil. We had an extra here laying around. Charging voltage is 14.4, so we have a good charging voltage. In this case, it was battery issue for the multiple codes from the airbags. And here for the engine, we had a ignition coil failure. Let's clear DTCs. And let's do a full scan. After replacing the battery, no more codes on the airbag, no more codes on the engine control module for the misfire after replacing the ignition coil, no more codes on the OCS. So pretty much AI assistant help us. After replacing the battery and a good known coil and doing a full scan once again, as you notice, there are no more trouble codes. Overall, the X2 D7 with the AI assistant is a solid tool for speeding up diagnostics and keeping you on the right path. Now, here's my take as a technician. The AI assistant is a great tool, specifically for beginners or even intermediate techs. It points you in the right direction, but you still need to understand the system and verify everything yourself. This is not a replacement for experience, but it's definitely a helpful guide. Overall, the X2 D7 AI assistant adds real value. It speeds up the diagnostic process and gives you a structured approach instead of guessing. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment if you have used AI features in your scan tools. As always, don't guess, test. See you in the next one. The X2 D7 is also equipped with special functions. Like when you replace your battery, you have to do a reset on the battery, inject your coding, electronic parking brake system, relearn the AC system in some vehicles, relearn the idle speed. Immobilizer has all these special functions. And that depends on your make model. Not all vehicles will have these features, but some will. So it gives you all these special functions plus the AI assistant.